It's not just like people sitting down and be like, oh, we're just gonna design a 3D printed midsole and put an upper on it and then, you know, job done. Hi guys, it's Matt here. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing fabulous. As promised in my previous video, I'm back with a full review of the Adidas 4Dfwd 2, Adidas 4Dfwd 2, which is Adidas's latest running shoe, the third iteration of the 3D lattice midsole structure, and a big improvement over the predecessor of the shoes. I was one of the very few people who got to experience these shoes firsthand in Portland, Oregon at the Adidas headquarters. I made a video about that experience, which I'm going to link up here in the corner, and these shoes are a result of a lot of work, a lot of hard work, and a collaboration of a lot of very interesting and exciting people. And as I said, I managed to get hold of a pair ahead of the launch, and I had a few runs in the shoes, and there are a few things that were actually quite a lot of things that I like about the shoes. There are a few things I don't like about the shoes, which I'm going to share with you today, guys, as part of this review. So let's get right into it. But before we get to the review, I just want to give a big shout out to Adidas for inviting me. However, they're not affiliated with me and they have no say of what actually goes into this review or any other reviews that I write about the shoes. But I just want to say thank you for the brand. So the Adidas 4Dfwd 2 is going on sale on the 1st of September in both the UK and the US, or the US and the UK. In the US, they're gonna cost $200, and in the UK, they're gonna, I think it's £170. In the US, it's the same price as the previous version of the shoe, the 4Dfwd, and in the UK, it's £10 more expensive. I don't know why. Again, I guess it's a very good deal in the US because you got an updated shoe for the same price, which is not too bad. Again, it's not a cheap shoe, but again, it's at least you don't have to pay more for the shoes. The Adidas 4Dfwd 2 has a 11mm drop, which is the same as its predecessor. However, the new version is taller than the predecessor, so it's 2mm taller all the way across. It's 32mm under the heel and 21mm under the forefoot, whereas the 4Dfwd was 30mm and 90mm, the combination. You got a new outsole. You got a new Continental rubber outsole, which is, it's set to provide a better grip, probably because of the, extra large lattice structure or midsole. The shoes are actually quite heavy. This is a US size 10.5 and UK size 10 version, and this comes in at 13.8 ounces or 391 grams, which is pretty heavy. And it is what it is, but it's a heavy shoe for sure. What is the Adidas 4Dfwd 2? It is a running shoe that bridges the gap between sneakers and running shoes, and the second iteration of the shoes, which is this shoe, kind of solidifies this bridge by making the shoes even more capable as a running shoe. Whereas the previous version was a bit like kind of in between. It was like a running trainer. It was okay. Again, it was a great shoe, but it wasn't a thoroughbred running shoe. And then the 4Dfwd 2 focuses more on the running experience, as well as obviously looking pretty good. Adidas left the midsole intact. Basically, they haven't changed the lattice structure, but as I said, they added the Continental rubber outsole, and they also reworked the upper, so you got like this engineered mesh upper running on the outside of the upper, combined with the Primeknit Plus upper in the middle under the lace cage. So as well as that, you got the new heel counter, which provides a more secure fit for the heels. But all in all, it's the same shoe, but kind of like, I think Adidas put it as it went through like a holistic upgrade, really. So as opposed to just looking at the midsole, they looked at other areas that were problematic and addressed those issues with the second iteration of the shoes. Okay, so let's talk about the 6 things that I really like about the Adidas 4Dfwd 2. The first of them being that it provides like this unique running experience. I've been provided this little lattice sample, which is the same lattice as it's used in the shoes. And basically what it does, it moves you forward, which is a strange sensation. So as opposed to the shoes bouncing back, it provides, the shoes do provide some energy return, but as opposed to bouncing back, it kind of shears forward. When the lattice is compressed, as opposed to pushing you back, it pushes you forward. And this is like an interesting experience because it translates to this kind of more fluid motion that you have when you run in the shoes, which is like a truly quite something else experience. The second thing that I really like about the shoes, and obviously there's no going around not talking about this, that they look obviously beautiful. I am a big well, I'm not a big sneaker head, but I do like attractive looking shoes, as well as running shoes, obviously, that serve their purpose well. It's just eye-catching, it looks cool, and you know, it's just something you can put on with anything really, because it's gonna look good even if you're not running. It's just nice. You got 2 for 1 really, basically. The third thing that I really like about the shoe is that Adidas listened to feedback and changed the shoes accordingly. It would have been so much easier to sweep the problems and issues under the rug and then just update the shoes like aesthetically, but instead Adidas went back to the drawing board and redesigned the problematic areas of the shoe to make it more suitable for running, which I think is what you want from a running shoe company or the sports manufacturer, to listen to the runners or its customers' needs, and Adidas is doing just that. The fourth thing that I really like about the shoes is that it's part of a collaboration as opposed to Adidas just going out and buying companies left, right, center. So whereas other companies, as an example, so Garmin bought Firstbeat Analytics when it wanted to use its algorithm, and Google bought Fitbit because it wanted to expand its wearable sort of offerings. But Adidas, instead of buying the companies, it collaborates with companies with like Allbirds and Parley and Carbon. The collaborative process, how the company designs footwear and apparel, I think it makes the end result a bit more unique, and I think it's pretty cool. The fifth thing that I really like about the shoe is that the reworked upper actually feels more comfortable and supportive, so it fits, it serves its purpose better. This engineered mesh Primeknit upper, the combination, so you got engineered mesh running around the side and the back and the front, and then you got the Primeknit plus upper under the lace cage, so this works very well in this combination. And the sixth thing that I really like about the shoe, and it kind of comes back to me being able to attend this event that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, is that there were so many actually like awesome people who were involved with the design, in the design process of this shoe. And now that I've heard their stories and their contributions to the shoe, it makes me appreciate the gigantic effort that went into design these shoes and produce these shoes even more. It's not just like people sitting down and be like, oh, we're just gonna design a 3D printed midsole and put an upper on it and then job done. It's literally a collaboration between universities, research laboratories, Adidas's internal design team and engineers, as well as product managers and everyone else. It's a huge effort to put these shoes together, and I appreciate the effort that went into this. And even if it's like you turn around and be like, this is not the best running shoe out there, I completely agree, but it is a unique running shoe that was put together by a bunch of unique people or interesting people. Okay, so let's talk about the 2 things that I don't like about the Adidas 4Dfwd 2. The first one being the weight of the shoes. There's no denying that this is not a light running shoe. It's nearly 400 grams. It's pretty heavy, and I think it's because of this lattice structure, because it needs to be made of resin, and resin is not the lightest material, and until the point where they can actually find a structure that supports your weight and is resilient enough, but lighter than this bow tie structure. Obviously, we have to deal with the situation that the shoes are not going to be much lighter than this. Again, that said, for a daily training shoe, this is not not extremely heavy. It's just not a light shoe. And the second thing that I don't like about the shoe is that, as much as I like the upper, the shape of the upper, and I kind of talked about this in other reviews as well, it's a bit tight for me. So as you can see, there's the upper narrows at the front quite much. I would have appreciated if it was a bit less tight at the forefoot area. Should you buy the Adidas 4Dfwd 2 running shoes? I would say if you're a style conscious runner, 100%, because why wouldn't you? It looks great. It's even better running shoe than it used to be, and I think it's just a cool addition to your rotation. I would recommend the shoes for lighter training, nothing too hardcore. Again, this is more like a daily trainer. You don't want to do like tempo training in this or anything like interval training or anything, or especially racing. But for daily training, it's the right size, it's the right weight. Again, it provides this unique forward motion. And I think it's just an interesting addition to anyone's running shoe rotation. I wonder how the next iteration is going to turn out to be, whether they're going to change the structure of the midsole and what they're going to do with the weight of the shoes. But again, this is a very, very cool and very you know, interesting running shoe at the end of the day. As for rating, I award the Adidas 4Dfwd 2 90 out of 100 bow ties, because it's a cool shoe and I think it fits its purpose, so why shouldn't I? So that was it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. I got more reviews coming, as always, obviously. I haven't got any press trips. Oh, actually, I do have an interesting press trip next week, next Monday actually, which is about a new running shoe, so stay tuned. It's a running shoe, a special type of running shoe from a company that's hasn't done any of those shoes before, and they're launching the shoe in the UK, and I'm very excited to try the shoes and see how they perform. So that's coming next week. And this week I have the Adidas RPT headphones, RPT02 solar headphones, which I have been using for last week or so, or maybe a bit over, like maybe a week and a half, and I'm ready to write a review of it as well, so that's coming as well. As always, thank you for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and, you know, consider subscribing, because there's more running and, you know, workout gear stuff coming, wearables, headphones, whatnot. So if you like those, please subscribe. Thanks again for watching, guys. You have a lovely day. See you soon. Bye.